welcome, Anxo. Thank you for coming to the podcast. And I will first, let's just start. How are you today?
Fine, a bit cold finally. Looks like winter has come already, but yeah, everything fine.
What do you mean cold in Galician?
During night is like 1-2 degrees. Yeah, it's not really cold.
Okay. So basically, it's the same as here right now.
Okay.
Cool. And what are you up to these days?
I've been working with the bees. I've been putting the honey in the jars finally, so I already have everything ready to store. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let me start with the introduction and then we can go for the questions, okay? Anxo, born in San Ciprian in Galicia, fishing village on the Cantabrian coast in northwest Spain, he completed his biology studies on the Azores island. There he began working as a biologist and photographer on whale watching boats. Being from a family always linked to the sea, photography of marine life concentrated part of his work, especially megafauna, which includes cetaceans and large fish such as sharks. In recent years, underwater photography has gained importance, allowing us to encounter the largest marine animals in the world in their own environment. So this was a little bit of about you, the introduction. And yeah, this is how we met basically in Azores when I came there to work on my Erasmus, how is it called, internship, and you were working there at the time. And you taught me also how to take pictures and all
I
the
try.
technical parts.
I
Sorry.
try.
Yeah.
I try to give people some advice, but yeah, it's not easy. I think it's the worst place to take pictures, cetaceans from a boat. So it's not an easy task. Yeah,
Especially if you're seasick like I was.
yeah, me too.
looking looking through the binocular, the camera, it was not easy. It was horrible.
No, it doesn't help. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I really am grateful that you learned me a little bit about how to take pictures. And yeah, I had a kickstart when I was going to Iceland afterwards because I was taking pictures there a lot. So really thank you for that. Okay, so the first question from me, which I'm really intrigued about, is how did you start with the photography?
I think I always liked the photos, taking photos of animals and nature. Um, and then in the Azores, working as a guide. If you go to the sea every day, you have many opportunities to take photos. So I guess it was in the Azores where I started to think in photography a bit more serious. So there I bought a camera and everything, and I started to trying to make better images and so yeah, it was in Azores because you see animals every day, and you see really nice animals every day, so you don't want to miss opportunity to take that pictures. Yeah.
Cool. But you were taking pictures before, right?
I already was taking pictures before, and with a small camera, I won some photo contests before the Azores, and so yeah, I really like it to take photos. And but it was in the Azores where photography was a bit more not a job, but a bit more serious. I bought a newer camera, more expensive one, a bigger lens, and so. But yeah, before the Azores, I already was taking photos of insects or bees or yeah, animals, land animals. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, because I was looking at your pictures and they're like, wow. And also you have the contest, of course, to prove it that it's a really good quality of pictures. So congratulations on that too.
thank you.
And for how long have you been on Azores?
I arrived in the Azores in 2016 for Erasmus. I was there the whole year, not
Mhm.
only one semester. So I arrived in September 16, and I was 16, 17. And then I stayed during the summer of 17, working as with an internship in a whale watching company. So yeah, that's how I came there, and I stayed since there. Every summer or every springtime, I was going there. Yeah, eight
I think
years.
it's kind of addictive when you start seeing all the whales and you can go on the boat every day.
Yeah, you miss it. If you are not there, you missed. And if you are in some WhatsApp group or something, and you see the people watching the animals every day, then you miss it even more. So you want to go there. Yeah,
I know,
that's
I
right.
know. I felt the same. When I was going back, I was just like, I need to go back. Okay. You wrote on on one Facebook post that after being on a contest that you feel like a photographer. Why didn't you do it? Like, why didn't you have that feeling before?
I didn't study any kind of photography course or anything, so I was more on my way. And I don't feel, I mean, being photography for me is a bit something serious, something that only professionals should be called photographers. Uh, so far, me, I was a guy taking photos, but I was not working only as a photographer. So I think being called it photographer is something that you should respect, or at least take a bit yeah, a bit serious.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's not something that you just call anyone that takes pictures. Yeah.
Cool. But you're like everything that you know you learned on your own.
Not my own, but reading books or watching YouTube videos or talking with people. I don't have the opportunity to talk with many photographers. In the Azores, there are no many photographers. Sometimes we have some guests that are photographers, but you don't have many time to talk with them. And I don't have friends nearby to
Mhm.
go for a walk, taking photos and so. So yeah, I was on my own and reading books, buying books, and YouTube videos, a lot of YouTube videos. Actually,
How to.
yes,
Cool.
yeah.
And becoming a wildlife photographer and working with cetaceans means whales, dolphins. Um, it was through Erasmus that you first started, and through going working in the whale watching company.
Yeah, actually, it was in the Azores where I saw my first sperm whale or so. I already saw dolphins before. In Galicia, we also have cetaceans, but sadly, we see them more stranded when they come ashore. So it's not the same feeling. But yeah, in the Azores, I started knowing more about cetaceans, have more knowledge about them, different species, different behaviors, different times of the year that you have to be there to see ones or the others. It's not, you know, that it's not the same being there in springtime or summertime. So yeah, my first relation with cetaceans, or a serious relation, was in the Azores. Yeah. Then I was working also in Galicia with CEMMA, the coordination of marine mammals here, that mostly coordinate the strandings of the animals. And I was working with them one summer for trips with people. So we performed some trips with a boat, like it's not well watching, but it's kind of well watching. You don't see the same, of course, same of kind of animals from different species. But yeah, I was working with them as well 1 year. Yeah.
Cool. And you're, if I understand correctly, you're going to Azores and then back to Galicia and like on and off.
Yeah. In Galicia, I have bees, so you cannot leave the bees forever.
Hmm.
So I have to manage somehow. I can go to the Azores 3, 4 months because I have some help to take care of them, but I cannot be there the whole year, or at least not from April or March, April to November. So I have to be here at least few weeks or few months from March to November. Yeah.
How did you become a beekeeper? Like, it's a really
My
cool
father
thing to
already
do.
had my father already had bees before I was born, and then a new disease killed the bees almost in all Europe. The varroa is a small mite. But then we started again with one, two hives. And it was he and my brother that was taking the bees, and then I started, and I had more hives. So yeah, it was me who take the bees and develop it in almost like a job, like to sell the honey and so. So it gives me like the flexibility to go to the Azores and so because you don't have to take care of them every day. You can leave it for a while and they take care of them when I'm in the Azores. But yeah, it was by traditional. I have already some staff to work with them, so I didn't have to buy um, big things in the beginning. And yeah, I already have the tradition, and I have a really nice area for the bees. So yeah, it was worth it.
Nice. So this is like your hobby, and also it brings you some income.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
so far it's not. I have a few hives, so I don't produce many honey. But yeah, it's like a, a small job that gives me some income. Yeah.
Perfect. So you're basically living in Galicia, and then when you have time, you go to Azores.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm.
Um,
Summertime or springtime. Yeah.
Perfect. Why did you decided to work with whales and dolphins in the first place? Why not some other animals?
I don't mind to work with other animals. Actually, I really like birds, or I really like mammals in general. So the whales was a bit by mistake because I was in the Azores and to stay during the summer there, it was kind of easy to work with a whale watching company. So I stayed there, but I wouldn't mind to work with any terrestrial mammals. Yeah, I would like to as well. I was in Asturias 1 year, 2 years ago. They work with the bears and with the wolves. So yeah, I wouldn't mind to go for that. I really like all the animals in general. Yeah.
So basically flexible.
Mm, yeah.
Which was your first sperm whale that you saw? Do you know the name, or it was just
I think it was a female. Um, Maybe now I would know the name. That time I didn't know anything. I just saw the blow, the tail, and and then I remember that the first time that we had a really close sperm whale to the boat. I also managed to take a GoPro and put it inside the water and see the animal really close to the boats. So I not sure if I remember the first sperm whale, but sure, I remember the first one that was really close to the boats. Yeah, it was a nice
nice.
moment.
And also seeing it underwater, it's like wow.
Yeah, that's another world. For me, it only was last year that I was able to go inside the water with the cetaceans because you need a license, right, from the government for audiovisual projects or scientific projects. So we have it for the audiovisual part. And I once few times into the water with sperm whales actually, but it was yeah quite different. It's another perspective, it's another view. You see things that you don't even imagine from the boats. Sometimes from the boat, we see, okay, there are four females, and you go inside the water and they're all males, young males, because you see them. And yeah, it's a completely different perspective. Yeah.
Nice. Can you feel the clicks and they're
You
vocalizing?
you can hear them and you can feel like a beat. It's like when you're in a party, you feel some vibration. Yeah, I think you can feel something in the body if you are pointing to you. I think I felt once one big female, so I really felt the clicks. Yeah, didn't
Nice.
hurt. Yes, you just feel you hear them and you just feel a bit vibration like the music. Yeah.
Mhm. Like standing by a loudspeaker. Cool. Just for the listeners to know what we are talking about, the sperm whales use like clicks to navigate. Well, it's basically echolocation, and they can hunt this way. They can see where the squids are, the fish are. So yeah, you can actually feel them in the body as well. Cool. Um, and how does the life of the photographer look like?
I'm not sure, because I work as a photographer, but mainly as a biologist and a guide in a company. So my main work is guide people in a boats, different boats, different size of groups. So I'm not really working as a photographer, at least with the cetaceans. But then, with when we was into the water with them, we were with no people, just a boat for us. It's not allowed to go with people, even in the boats. So then I felt that I was a photographer actually. Yeah, you have to do what, or you try your best. You have to find the animals, you have to find them and get close to them, check if they're gonna accept you in the water, then go into the water and approach them if you can. So it's a hard work. It's not as I mean, the final photo or the final video with the animals is really fun, but it has hard work before getting that. You normally don't get nice photos. You normally don't get even into the water with them. So before getting the picture, you need a lot of logistics about the boats, the people that the skipper, the biologist with you, the lookout in the Azores to find the animals, the hydrophone, many things, the equipments, get everything ready, the camera or the neoprene or wetsuit or everything. So yeah, it's a hard work. And then if you get the photo, you have to edit the photo and play with the software to edit the photos, and then do something with the photos.
So basically, a lot of things go in the background for that one photo in the end
Yeah.
that looks magical.
Yeah. For me, this year was not a really good year for photos. I think
Hmm.
I took three, four photos maybe. Two of birds, and one, two, for stations in 4 months. So 4 months, four photos. And I take 1,000 photos every day. But yeah,
Okay.
from that 1,000, part of them are not in focus,
Hmm.
and part of them are almost the same. And photo ID for the biologist part, for the scientific part, they are helpful. You can use them, but for perspective of aesthetic or more beauty, it's not easy to get a nice photo or a photo that you are confident to present in a photo contest. Yeah,
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
easy.
And how come that it was a bad year? You would like.
It was not a bad year, but this year I was not going into the water with big ones, with sperm whales or whales.
Mhm,
So that changed quite a lot. It's really difficult to take a good photo of a sperm whale from a boat, but when you are inside the water, the chances to get a good photo are higher.
mhm, mhm,
So I didn't have the opportunity this year to go into the water. That changed a bit comparing with the year before, where I had the chances to go with the sperm whales, then a big sunfish or pilot whales. So yeah, it was a bit different. I took one photo that I'm really proud of for dolphins, but from the boat, not from inside water. Yeah,
but still, it's cool that you have all the opportunities to go on that many trips.
yeah.
Um, I was, yeah, how I had an idea in my mind, but it just goes. Okay, so basically, when you were starting to be, well, when you were learning to take photos and onwards doing the exhibitions, you also do exhibitions. Um, were you ever afraid of doing it, or how did you like? Did you just go for it?
It's not, you know, I mean, you are always afraid or nervous, right? Um, I guess everyone get nervous talking in front of people or in front of a camera or so. But if you want to do something with the photos, you can post it on social media and it's fine and you get likes and it's nice. But I think if you really want to do something with the photos, it's more than only social media. Social media actually doesn't makes really many change. People watch the photos, like the photos, and that's it. But with a photography exposition or exhibition, you talk with the people, and there are different kinds of people watching the photos. For example, for the kids, um, this summer had one exhibition here in Galicia, and it was like for 4 months. 4 months there, and there were many schools, small kids going there and watching the photos, talking about. There were people explaining them about the marine mammals, about the marine life. So I think you can reach another kind of people on exhibitions or TV or a podcast like this, and not only social media and Instagram. That there are already many photos, beautiful photos, and yeah, I think it's important to do something else, something different,
Mm.
or trying to reach more people or a different people. Yeah,
So basically, putting yourself out there for the people to get to know you, to see your work, not just on the
yeah,
mainstream media like
yeah,
Facebook, Instagram. Okay, so
yeah,
that
that's true.
worked for you, the exhibitions and sending the photos to the contests.
Yeah. For the exhibitions, I also give some talks. So you also get paid for the talks,
Mhm.
and for the exhibitions, I sell some photos. So people, if they like a photo, I sell printed photos, or the photo contest. You have also some. If you win something, you have some reward. So it's actually a kind of work that gets income or something to continue to, at least to pay the cameras or pay the equipment to continue doing it. Yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise, only social media, unless you have millions of people watching it, I don't think you get paid for anything, just the likes. So yeah.
Mm. And what is your intention with posting those pictures and getting them out there by earning the money for the camera and the equipment and getting
Yeah, yeah.
some money back? But do you have any other intentions with it?
I would like to work with with a team or something in a project, um, big project or not big, but somewhere to do something like a book or like a documentary. I guess that's the dream, like working for a project of mainly conservation projects, try to do something or try to make a change in something. Um, I know some people that was working as a photographer, working with birds or with lynx. So they are working a conservation project, trying to change some things or showing the people that part. So that would be the perfect scenario. Yeah, uh, a TV or a documentary or a book or just a magazine, yeah, to show or being part of a project.
Mm. But probably, like, how does it work even to start with a documentary?
I don't know. That's the problem. I
You will have
guess,
to figure that out.
yeah, I guess when you have been taking good photos for a while, people start taking you serious. So if you show a project or idea, they're gonna support you. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to see the books or the documentaries or all of it from you, because I know that it can make a big impact also for the environment and for the conservation, especially cetaceans who are still being hunted.
Yeah, that's
um, so
Yeah, the
yeah.
photo of a dolphin that I really like, I took this year, is a dolphin jumping with on the background is the Lago do Fogo. It's
Uh-huh.
a mountain in the Azores, and the dolphin is jumping. It's a nice, a beautiful photo. And then you see a fishing line from the dolphin, and it's actually a hook on the dolphin, and the dolphin is yeah, with a hook, a long line on it. And the dolphin was a female with a newborn dolphin. So I guess the female didn't take off the hook and kept the hook forever. So that photo is a beautiful photo with a sad story that we have seen in the Azores this year. Many dolphins with hooks from the tuna fishermen. So yeah, it was a nice photo because it takes a story of something that is happening or was happening this summer in the Azores. Fishermen taking dolphins with the hooks that was supposed to take tuna, but they were not. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, at least she got free, but yeah, these things happen, and a lot of bycatch also. And how much do you think those images, documentaries have a impact? Like, how would you estimate it, or what could we do to make it better? Or you know what I mean?
Uh, I think it's hard to say, but for example, for this problem with the fishermen taking the dolphins instead of the tuna, there was a complaint to the government. I think it was to the government, and there was some things changed, or the fishermen were uh, punished, kind of, to stop doing this. And this complaint was with, of course, telling what's going on, and also with some photos. So I guess the photos also helped to show that it was real because we had photos from fishermen taking the dolphins inside the boats, and so I guess the part of the visual part was the photos. So without the
Mhm.
photos, someone could say that it was not real. It was could be fake, but we had the photos to show to prove it. So in this case, the photos was the proof that it was something real.
Mhm. But it was a bycatch, and they still took them out of the water because they caught them, or they released them back, or
Um,
how did it work?
they released them back, at least what we saw, but they took it inside the boat to take off the hook. But yeah, with a bigger hook to pull it from the boat to inside the boat, so it was not um, soft way to leave it them. So yeah,
So basically, they also hurt them,
yeah,
even though it
probably
was already like a hook inside.
yeah, probably even more. Yeah.
In that term, you really did an impactful thing that you could take a picture and present it.
Yeah, me and my colleagues, the other biologists taking photos, and also from other companies, I think. In this case, it doesn't matter if it's a nice photo, if it's more aesthetic or not, it doesn't matter. Uh, I present this photo to one photo contest. It's going on now, so let's see if it is a good one or not. But
Mm,
if this kind of photos, win a photo contest, it's gonna reach more people, more public.
that's
So
true.
these kind of photos, the most famous one was a pilot whale with the tail cut it off in Canarias. It was quite famous, and also the turtle with a fishing, yeah, fishing nets. So I guess these kind of photos also help to, yeah, to tell that's what's going on. Yeah.
And to inform basically the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cannot
Uh,
be too hard to see the photo. It cannot be too bloody.
mm,
Has to be a balance between beauty and telling the problem. So it's not easy to take a good conservation photo where you show a problem and when it's good in terms of photography composition, and so yeah, it has to be a balance. Yeah.
mm. So you are already making some changes and like leaving a mark here. But like, do you have some goals, or what kind of a trace you want to live as a human being here in Earth, or as a biologist or a photographer, whatever?
Like what's impact or what?
Yes, an impact.
Um, I don't know if I already did something or not. Probably not yet. I don't have the uh, many followers or whatever you want to say to show it. Um but yeah, I guess all biologists, all of us that works in the Azores or in any place with wild animals, I think everyone wants to help the animals in one way or the other. And we see bad situations every day, and of course, we would like to solve these situations. Even as ourselves in the boats, we produce bad situations, maybe many boats in an area. And if we are aware that we are making a problem, if we are aware that we have making an impact in the animals, then at least we're gonna know it and we might try to solve it. If you know that swimming with dolphins is an activity that produce stress in the animals, if you know that, then you can take some changes in the activity or you can stop it, right? So, and that's why some companies in the Azores stop it with the swimming with dolphins. And so I guess everyone can make a small change for a better situation. And if everyone makes a small change, we want to change something bigger. I don't know. Yeah, I guess everyone wants to help. Yeah,
As best as they can. Yeah,
sure.
cool. Just for the explanation, in the areas, yeah, where we were watching whales in Azores, there was sometimes like a lot of boats, whale watching boats, and you could see the animals not liking it as much. So it was like, I don't know, 10 boats all watching one sperm whale. So even though it's promoting to be as like something good for the nature, sometimes if it's not controlled, it can be done wrong. So
Yeah,
I think
sure.
you're also trying to fix that.
Yeah, but I think in the Azores, of course, there are some bad situations. Some days are, like, yeah, as you say, many boats with the same animal. But so far, the Azores is really good on that. Comparing with other parts of the world, they are, yeah, much worse. In the Azores, every company is doing whale watching, only whale watching. There are no these kind of party boats where you sometimes see animals. So I think in the Azores, every company is doing almost everyone is doing a really good job with biologists on working as a guides. Uh, and even though some days we have several boats, normally we don't. Normally we are like one, two, three boats with the same group. This year, the company we work for started to has different boats, so we started to leave the harbor in different hours so that we don't have all the boats together with the same animals, and that's helped, I think, a bit. And in the Azores, there are no many boats comparing with other places, and so far there are no expectations to see more boats working in whale watching. And so I think Azores can be even an example, even though we have these situations sometimes that, yeah, no one likes, but also if we are able to see that that's a problem, then we can wait outside the area for the animal and then go for the animal. But then it yeah, when you have people wanting to see a whale, if you stop like 1 kilometer before the animal and you say, okay, there are many more boats, we're gonna wait. Not everyone gonna understand that. So there is a balance between expectations and what to do with the people and with the animals. Yeah, it's not
Mm.
always easy when you have a rough sea or 60 people seasick. So you have to take a decision, maybe less time with the animals, maybe wait from outside, and when a boat leaves you go, something like this. But I think it's in the Azores is going quite well comparing with other parts. Yeah.
Mm. I was also appreciating when I saw that like the skippers and the biologists on board were like, no, we're not going, or like it's enough, we're gonna go away, trying to respect the animals. So I really appreciate that, and in that terms, I definitely think Azores could be somebody to look up like up to as a good example. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
cool. Thank you for that. I wanted to ask you, yeah, which does your normal day look like, and how does your really exciting day work like? What looks like?
The problem is I'm not sure if I have really normal days because I work in different things, different not normal things, beekeeper or photography or so. We are. I helping my father to make a wooden boat, traditional wooden boat. So these things I don't know if it's they are really normal. But today was in the morning preparing the honey, putting the honey in the jars, so I can put the final text and photo of the jar and sell them. So yeah, in the morning was doing that. Now here, this weekend I was in photography event, giving a talk. Also yesterday I was in the university giving a talk. So yeah, this week was every day was different. Every day was something new and something nice every day.
So it's actually all the time some
Yeah, too
action
much.
going on.
Yeah.
Cool. And how is it with like would you love to be only a photographer and earning with that? Could it even be possible, or do you like this kind of a dynamical way of living?
I I like the bees part because it's a nice work. You have to do it on your own. You don't have a schedule, so you do it when you can. You don't have a boss, so you have more freedom for that. And yeah, have that. I like that part, and I think I'm gonna try to make more important on my daily jobs. The beekeeper part is really nice, and I think it has a nice future, even more than photography actually. So I'm gonna try to combine, um, as I did last years, beekeeper, photographer. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the same, a bit more professional maybe, but yeah, the same.
Why did you say that it has more potential for the future, the beekeeping?
So far, the income I have is more from the honey than the photos. So, and if I go more serious in the beekeeper part, is as much time as I invest in that part, they're gonna produce more. In the photography part, not sure how it works. Not sure if I have to meet more people or go for something else. Uh, yeah, so I have the photography part and then the working as a guide in the Azores and then the beekeeper. But yeah, I think the beekeeper is. I think I would like to have more hives, produce more honey, and I think it's a really sustainable work, a really one. And yeah, I think it's a nice work.
I think there's also a lot of people now working with like little candles out of the wax, so
Yeah,
also the like cosmetics, so it's you can really
yeah, there are
expand it to a lot of
many
fields.
things around the honey. 2 days ago, it was in Portugal, mainland, and I stopped in a shop about honey and stuff. And they have this kind of beer, they have liquors, they have wax stuff, they have like soaps and many things. Only one shop, all for the honey um, stuff. So yeah, there is more than just selling honey, and also workshops. I think people would like to go for this kind of introduction workshop to know how to start with the bees, how to start one, two hives and to learn how to do it. So I think it's yeah, it's not only selling the honey, and it's more about that. Even if you have a good plan or a good project, even you could do like inviting schools with the kids to show the kids how it works, the importance of the bees, and yeah, all of that. So it's not only selling the honey. So yeah, maybe I should, yeah, in the future, I hope to be more in that part.
Cool. Well, you're gonna probably do this in Galicia, right?
Yeah, in Galicia is the place.
Just to let you know, we Slovenians have a specific breakfast. It's called traditional Slovenian breakfast, and it's like a piece of bread with honey on it and butter, like butter from cow milk,
Okay,
and an apple, I think. So yeah,
okay.
Slovenians have a big bee tradition, like honey tradition,
Yeah, yeah,
beekeeping.
I think in that part there are many beekeepers, and they were even more. So yeah, I think beekeeping is really traditional work everywhere, from the deserts to the north. Yeah, in traditional dishes, there are also honey, also like medicine and so.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it's also coming back, to be honest. I know it was tradition, but I think it's also coming back with the younger generations because of
maybe
the
it's,
healthy lifestyle and things like that.
yeah. I think it's not difficult to have like one, two hypes. You have small field or with friends or something. It's not difficult to have it, and I think it's really nice to know all of the stuff about the bees, how it works, to take your own honey. If you don't eat too much honey during the year, I think like one, two hives is enough. So
Mm.
yeah, there are many people, young people starting again with the hives. Yeah, yeah, it's a
It helps if
nice
you're
thing
not
to.
allergic.
Yeah, that's an important part.
Well, you have the protection gear, but still, if you get stung,
Yeah, but you get this thing every time, even you
yeah,
are
you do.
wearing that. Uh, because maybe you start with just a normal trousers and you get sting, and then you put um, the full covered, or back at home if you are taking off the honey, maybe it's a bee between the frames and you touch the bee, so you're gonna get stung for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be resilient to that,
It's like getting seasick and work on the sea. You know how it works, you know it, and that's it.
and you still do it because you love it.
Yeah, yeah, me
Well,
too. I
maybe I
also get
become.
seasick times time,
Sorry.
so I also get seasick sometimes. So yeah, that's part.
Uh, it was actually worse when I was in Iceland than in Azores. Could you imagine that?
Maybe you were in a different kind of boats, maybe
Yes,
big boats. Okay,
the big wooden boats, the traditional ones. It was
yeah,
horrible,
that smell like oil. It's,
and it was rocking like crazy. But
okay,
I still
yeah,
went every time.
yeah. Well, sometimes it's worth it.
Like you said, when you start seeing the whales, it's like yes, it doesn't matter.
It's true, true.
um, I wanted to ask you, which camera do you use? Which gear do you use? I know that we have some technical people here who want to know, who would love to know.
I have the camera and the stuff here. I can show if they see. I
Sure.
have it here. So that's the camera, Nikon uh, Z6. So it's a normal one. It's quite old already. There are many new modern ones. And I have a long lens to take photos of the animals from the boat, like 150 to 600 millimeters lens, and that's to take photos from the boats, right?
Mhm.
The bird from the boat, or in land. If you are taking pictures of a bird, of a fox, or something, I use a long telephoto lens. And then inside the water, I have a wide angle lens, which is this one.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's 16 to 35 millimeters. So the idea when you are inside the water is to be really close to the animal and to have less water between you and the animal. Less water there is, more quality the picture will have. So you have to be really close to the animal, and then if you are really close, you need a wide angle lens to take the picture. And I have underwater housing, a normal one, a cheap one, and so far it's okay. I don't need flash strobes into the water because I'm close to the surface,
Mhm.
so I don't need artificial light to take the pictures, and that's easier for me, and that's more. Yeah, it's much easier because when you are taking pictures of the dolphins or wherever in the surface, you have to go inside the water, come to the boats, again in, again out. So you have to go many times in and out. So the more, the less equipment you have, is going to be easier for you.
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't have this bulky flash or many strange things uh, for that. I still use the underwater housing to take photos, so that's quite simple. If you are talking about video, the professionals, the big guys have this huge underwater housing, like 30 kilos or so. So far, I stay with the small ones.
With the also you film with GoPro or not?
Put a GoPro this year in the underwater housing
Mhm.
to try to take pictures and try to make the video while I'm taking pictures. But I didn't succeed too much. I didn't go into the water too much, so I don't have many experience with that. But yeah, the idea is to record the video
Mhm.
while you are taking the pictures. I also record some video with my camera, which makes a really good quality videos. But if you are taking pictures, you cannot record. So yeah, I tried the GoPro part to
Yeah.
record because I like it. I did some talks, and in the talks, I put some videos of me in the water. Some people record me from the boat, and I think it's nice to show the people how it works, how is going to the water or be around animals, to show how fast everything is. And so yeah, I like it, the part of behind the scenes to show the
Mhm, mhm.
people how it works. Yeah.
Cool. Why the Nikon?
My Nikon, at the time, I already work with Canon for like 2 or 3 years. At the time, I liked the camera, the specs, and the price, so I bought the Nikon. I don't think it's much of a difference between the big ones, Nikon, camera, Canon, Sony. I think at the end they are more or less the same, or they are here, and then next year they're like this. So I think it's a matter of preference for you, for the price. Yeah, I don't think it's really matter.
Mm. And what is the next gear you want to, the next piece of equipment you want to buy?
I would like to have the same, a camera underwater housing, better ones, maybe to record video. The problem with the video is with the photo you can edit the photos quite good, but the video you need good equipment to record really good video.
Mm.
So if you want to record 4K, 120 frames of a second, you need a really good camera for that. Or if you record raw video, now cameras record raw video, so you're gonna need a really good camera or a new camera. So yeah, if I want to, or if I try to start with the video more serious, I think I'm gonna need a new camera and maybe another underwater housing. Yeah, but that's really expensive. So the underwater housing is even more expensive than the camera itself. So yeah, it's not an easy decision.
For about what kind of money are we talking? Because I'm not sure.
I actually this month I was talking with a brand about like kind of a sponsor or so, but at the end was not a sponsor. It was just a discount, so it
Mhm.
didn't work for me. And the underwater housing with the dome and everything, but that's like the minimum to go into the water. it was like 6,000 euros
Just
without
the
the camera.
posing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. So it was, yeah.
Well, I still hope that you're gonna start with making the videos so that we can see the documentaries from you.
Mhm. Yeah, hope
Let's see
so.
how it goes. Cool. And which program do you use to edit the photos at the end?
I use Lightroom. I think it's quite simple, quite easy to use. Um, yeah, I think it's an easy one, and you have many videos on YouTube how to use it,
Mhm.
and that's I think it's also an important part. If you are not in a school or something that teach you how to use it, and you have many videos on YouTube about something or about a camera, specific camera, and yeah, I think it's a good choice because you're gonna have someone or some videos that teach you how to use it. Yeah.
Cool. What kind of advice would you give to the people, also me, who want to start taking pictures, taking underwater pictures, and yeah.
Just take pictures and just try to improve and try, yeah, if you have some friends or someone that knows a bit more than you, just ask the people. And when this person tells you an advice, take it in a good way, like a help, not something bad, a bad comment or so.
Like a
I
critic,
think in
yeah.
the beginning, we all think that our photos are the best, our photos are the better ones, and so. But then you compare the photos, and actually, if you go for a photo contest, in the beginning, you're not going to win any of them, even though you think your photos are the best, and probably they are not because they are not, they don't win. So I think the photo contest help to show you that your photos are not as good and you have to improve, and then you study and then you learn how to improve the photos in a more technical way, or yeah, in a composition way or whatever. But yeah, I think it's always a long way to improve in our photography. Whatever is your level, I think it's a big room to improve. Yeah.
But the basic is just to take a lot of photos
Yeah,
and
take out the
keep
photos
learning.
and yeah, and don't how you sell it. The standards are high, so um, if you take a good picture, try to take it a good one even better. Yeah,
Mm. So basically, all the time improving.
yeah.
But you're the living proof that you can also learn by yourself. So, and
Mhm.
well, asking other people, but how to on YouTube is also good.
Yeah, I think in the YouTube videos you have to take care because there are many people that shows how to take photos and maybe they don't know. But if you like photography, if you like to see photos, you have to have some people like a reference, and you see the photos of them. Um, yeah, the normal Paul Nicklin, Mitty, Christina Mitty, yeah, and you know the photos, you see the photos, and you have to yeah to see and try to replicate or at least try to learn from their photos. Yeah,
I think those guys are kind of legends in this field.
yeah,
They're the
yeah,
holy grail.
yeah. At least so far they are in the top. Yeah,
Yeah,
right now they are. Yeah, but there are
yeah.
many really good photographers, not as famous as they are,
Mm.
maybe because they are not so mediatic, maybe they are not so famous in or for photo contests or for whatever, but there are many people really good working projects, working in different works or making books or magazines. Yeah, I think
Mm.
there are many people that we should learn from. Yeah,
Why do you think the Paul and Mitty are so famous?
I guess it's a kind of because they are really good, and they were in the right place in the right moments.
Mm.
They knew the right people, so they were. Paul, I think in interview, he says that he was performing guiding tours in, I guess, in Alaska or Yukon or something,
Mhm.
and the National Geographic was going there, and the guy that was supposed to guide the National Geographic team was sick or something. So Paul was the one that guided the National Geographic team, and that's how he met the National Geographic team. So it's a kind of, yeah, luck and be good. Uh, so
Well, their pictures are really cool, so
yeah, sure,
we'd
sure,
like to
of
give
course,
them that as well, yes.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
of
a little
course.
bit of luck to be in the right moment,
Yeah,
in the right
and
place.
of course, if they work with National Geographic, they're gonna have access to many places and
Mm,
travels that other people maybe they don't have. But yeah, they were good enough, really good, and they were in the right place, and they worked for that. They really worked for that, and they really wanted to do that. So yeah, it's the
mm.
combinations for that.
And what do you think? How does the storytelling in this part works? Because today there is a lot of good photographers, and then there's photographers who do also storytelling while they're making pictures. And I think you're like I was checking your web page. I did analytics on you. But like with every photo you also put like a story behind it, which made me go into the moment, and I was actually reliving the moment as you described it through the photo that you took. So how do you think the storytelling helps with that?
Thank you for that. But I think with the photos, you can take a really nice photo and post it, and that's it. And I think there is a difference between a nice photo, a beautiful photo, and a photo that can tells a story. Um, Beautiful photos are good. I think we all like the beautiful photo, and that's it. But some photos can't tell a story, or you try to take the photo to tell the story. I think there are people that are really good to, they want to tell a story and they know what photo they have to take. And that's, I think that's the difficult part. If you are in a project to tell a problem, to take, to tell, yeah, a situation, and being able to take the photos that can tell the story. I think that's the difficult part. And I like to take pictures wherever they have a story or not, but at least to post them, I think I try to tell the story behind the photo in one way or another, at least to just not, for not to be just like a photo to make a like and that's it. Yeah,
Mm.
at least I try.
I think it gives it that extra something on it. I don't know. I felt it like
Yeah.
that when I was going through the pictures and reading the comments. I was like, oh, nice. I could imagine myself being in there in the water, just seeing what you took in a photo. So for me, it was really cool. So would you call yourself a storyteller?
I would like to. Not sure if I can, but yeah, I would like to. Or I would like to improve in that way. I would like to go in that way to be able to tell the story. This year, with the photo of the dolphin with the hook, I really liked the photo, not only because it was nice and the story behind, but I realized that I can tell a story with a photo and I can show a problem with one photo. I really
Mm,
like it that I realized that yeah I can show something with one photo. So I think this year that photo makes make a bit of a difference for me, and I'm gonna try to go in that way. Yeah, let's see.
cool. And would you say that it also makes a greater impact for the conservation part?
Not sure. I would like to think that it makes. I'm not sure, but at least with the complaint that was done, they things changed. So it was not the photo. It was not that photo. It was other photos on the complaint itself. But yeah, you can make an impact with a photo and a good story. And we see that every day in the war or catastrophes,
Mm,
even natural ones or human ones. We know that when there is a good photo or good photos of something going on, the people gonna react more or less. So I think that's an important part. The photos of a event, the photos of a yeah catastrophe. I think that really really important. The volcano in the Canary Islands, National Geographic have like the front
mhm.
page only with the volcano, and you see the photo and you already know what's going on. So yeah, it's not easy, but I think that it's more. I think that's the job of photographer: tell the story, not only just take a
Yeah,
photo.
yeah. Did you like try to learn how to tell stories, or it just came natural when you're typing it down?
This is a process from taking photos for you, taking photos for your family, your friends, your social media,
Mm,
and maybe for me with that photo, I saw many comments in that photo more than normal, and I guess the comments were all about the hook of the animal, and so it has a different um, response from the people. So I guess it's a process from you have to get more mature, maybe taking photos. It's like a long process,
mm,
photography, like a painting or something, and you have a different levels. So I guess being able to tell a story is not easy, or it's not always you are able to, but yeah, I think it's a long process.
mm. So it also maybe comes with the experience and the age.
Yeah,
Would you say?
probably yes. Probably yes. I
Yeah.
don't think the person with 20 years is able to tell a story like a person with 50 years that have
Mm,
been photographing the same subject or the same kind of photos, um, like interviews or like documentaries. Yeah, the experience I think is really important. Yeah,
mm. Cool. So, which is your favorite photo that you took?
ever.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of a photo of a sunfish.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful photo. It's almost no story behind the photo. It's just a nice fish, but it's a really nice fish. Not easy to see. It's a Mola alexandrini, which is a giant sunfish. And tomorrow I should be in Amsterdam for the ceremony of um, a photo contest, nature photographer of the year, because I did the top 10 with this photo. Um, so I guess it's a nice photo, not only for me, for also other people. And yeah, it's a really really nice photo because also for me the story behind the photo is we were supposed to try to find false killer whales that were in south coast of San Miguel, and we went out and we didn't find anything, and it was a cloudy day and it was a bit rough, and we just saw the tip of a fin in the surface. Actually, my colleague saw the fin, and then it was the sunfish, and it was one of the most beautiful photos I ever take, and the most beautiful animal I ever seen. And it was a rainy day, cloudy day with no expectations of see anything like that. So it was really nice, the moments and the photo as well.
I saw the photo. It's also in your how do you say, in your webpage
Yeah,
with the description next to it, and it's gorgeous fish. And like you said, you never know what to expect, and then the magic
yeah, yeah.
happens.
True. Yeah, true. I
Cool.
think there are not many photos of this kind of fish because it's completely random. You come across with them. You cannot go to a place and expect to see this species. So there are no many photos of this fish. So I think that makes a bit more special. But yeah, it's a gray fin from the boat. It's a ugly fin, and then inside the water it's really nice. Yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations on that. And what is your favorite moment with photography or with wildlife?
Yeah, I think the first time I was in the water with sperm whales, and I was watching two females in front of me, like going the same direction than me, and then they turn and come towards me, and it was a really nice and scary moment that I did not know what to do.
Wow, nice.
So I think it was a really nice moment, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, many moments they are different, so it's hard to decide. Also with other normal animals like a otter or like small birds, I think it's really personal. So yeah, hard to choose one.
I think all the interactions we have with wild animals is just like it's something magical inside it. So yeah, they're so special, each one of them, even if it's not something spectacular.
Yeah, I think sometimes we only want to take photos of a whale or so, but sometimes the best moment and the best photo is from a common small bird. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think we should respect more that small animals and common animals, and yeah, reward them a bit more. Yeah.
I agree. Because, yeah, sometimes you see a snail or I don't know, a little bug on the ground and you're
Mhm.
like, yeah, but it's like a masterpiece of nature and they're like
Yeah.
so cool animals. And it, like, every animal deserves to live and deserves our respect. So I
And
think
from a
that's,
photography perspective, I think that's really hard to take a really, really good photo with a common animal with normal animal or a small animal. Um, when you take a photo of whale shark, if the whale shark is in focus, you already have a nice photo. Basically, that's. But if you are taking a photo of a small bird, a sparrow, and you take a really good photo, that's really hard. And when you see the big photo contest, and you see the first photos of the categories, sometimes you see photos of a really, really normal animals that you see them every day in front of your house, and it's a beautiful photo. So I think that's the difficult part is to take that photo with a normal subject close to house. Yeah.
mm. And we also take them for granted, I think, because we see them every day.
Yeah.
So maybe as well. Just a thought for like to think when next time we're going out seeing animals, like just realizing how special they are, even if it's like a finch or I don't know, a
Sure.
snail.
Sure.
Cool. Um, so yeah, I wanted to ask you, what are your other hobbies besides photography, beekeeping?
I like to row in traditional wooden boats. So in the Azores, I row with my girlfriend in traditional whaling boats. So we row in a team, and we have some regattas in Pico Island, and also sailing boats. So I think some sports about rowing or kayaking or just yeah walking or trekking. Yeah, but rowing is a really nice hobby.
Why do you like it so much? I know that you were rowing a lot when we were in Azores, but why?
Not sure. I think in my village, everyone knows how to row in small wooden boats. So I already knew how to do it before, and I helped or to my father to do wooden boats, a small one, 4 meters. So I always did it in a normal way. Something was normal for me. But when you are with more people, like rowing together is like a competition, and I also like a bit compete with other people. Um, some years ago, I was doing cycling. I was yeah elite cycling. So for a few years, I was doing road cycling. Yeah, a bit crazy. But I think the rowing part is more fun, is more relaxed, and more easy. Yeah.
Mm. For me, I think it's also a little bit meditative when you're like all the time doing the same movement. Your brain can just shut down and you're like just there in the middle of the ocean or, yeah, the river.
Yeah, I guess any sport can take you to that point, forgetting other things, or just that physical efforts give you the exotoxins that makes you happy. The situations are also nice. In the Azores, it's very nice to row. Normally, we do it at the end of the day, so you see the the sun over the horizon. So yeah, it's a really a nice moment to enjoy with other people as well.
Nice. Um, what does it mean to be in nature for you? Like, what does the nature in general mean to you?
Hmm. I think nature should be everything. If you're not in a city, or even if you're a city, I guess there is nature, but nature should be um, anything like a forest, a lake, a river, the ocean. If there is life, that means that there is nature.
Cool. So you're generally like to be in nature. You feel comfortable.
Yeah, I live in a house where we have animals. We have some corn cultures, and we have yeah small animals, and we produce the food for the animals, and we also produce the food for us. So we are almost auto sustainable, auto efficient. How you
Self-sustainable.
call it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Nice.
Yeah. So actually, we don't buy. Meat or vegetables or fish. We try to fish ourselves as well. So we try to be almost not buying from big supermarkets. Yeah.
That's really a value these days, I would say.
Yeah, I think if you produce your own foods, also you have some um, not problems, but you have some things to work for that
Mm.
with the animals and so. But I think it's really good, and that's the only way to be sustainable. If you have your animals, and if you feed them with, and you buy the food to feed them, you are already being not sustainable. So we try to produce the food for the animals, to feed the animals, and ourselves. Yeah,
So
it's a
basically the whole cycle.
yeah, like 100 years ago was everywhere. So yeah, we tried.
Perfect. That's really cool. Maybe one day I also get to that point. That would be really nice.
I
So
don't
would you
think it's
say
that
for
difficult.
yourself,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, no, go ahead.
you can finish the word.
I mean, it's not that difficult if you have just a bit of um, area to have, yeah, the vegetables and so. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, would you say for yourself that you're happy?
yeah, I think so.
Um, you are also living your dreams, or would you change anything?
Uh, well, we always can change many things, but I think I'm happy where I am with who I am. So yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, could be
Perfect.
better, of course, but yeah,
Well,
uh,
we are
I'm
always
happy.
evolving and growing,
Yeah,
so I
hmm
think it's just a nice thing that you see opportunities.
hmm sure.
Cool. What else did I wanted to say? Yeah, would you give any advice for somebody who wants to live their dreams but maybe are not willing to, or like too scared right now?
Oof, that's difficult advice. Um, I think if you, I don't know, if you really have a dream and you don't hurt anyone to make it, and you don't hurt people or family or other people, and it's a nice dream, why not? You should try it. Yeah. But I think also, yeah, considerate also friends and family and so, and not hurt anyone. Yeah.
Nicely said. I would agree with it. But yeah, I sometimes see people being too afraid of doing something, or like you said, maybe just not like afraid of being public, So
Mhm.
it's a shame because we have so many talents.
Yeah, I guess people or everyone's we don't like to talk in front of many people or to explain our lives or explain our problems probably. But yeah, if you do it, I think it's gonna be fine for everyone and better for you. So there's no problems with that. Yeah.
Cool. Ashe. What are the goals and the dreams for the future for you? You said a little bit about the beekeeping already,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah, I think I would do the same in a more professional way to to live on that things. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna be in Galicia and related to the Azores probably as well, and hopefully with bees and animals. Maybe not whales, or maybe yes, but with animals around for sure. Yeah,
I hope and I think that you're gonna make it happen. So I'm really happy for that for you.
let's see.
When you mentioned Azores and Galicia, by the way, I miss Azores and I still have to come to Galicia. I wasn't yet. I was from Santander all the way to San Sebastian, and it was just. Um,
Almost.
what do Azores and Galicia mean to you? How do you perceive them? How do you feel?
Galicia for me is home, family, yeah, home and family. Azores, the time I decided to do Erasmus in the Azores, I guess I didn't realize how important was the decision, but I see now that it was quite important. But for me, it was where I grow as a biologist or as a photographer. So it's a really important place, and I really have really good friends in the Azores now. So it's a really nice and an important place for me. Yeah.
So those are the most important places on earth, you would say, for you right now.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't travel too much actually. I didn't visit too many countries and places, but yeah, so far home and the Azores, second home. Yeah, I guess they are the most important parts.
You picked the really cool places. So really
Yeah,
cool.
quite similar actually. They are not really the difference. They are green and rainy and windy, but yeah, they are a bit different in other ways.
Well, when I was there, it wasn't windy. So for me, it's just green, rainy, and like all the
Because
seasons in one
yeah,
day.
because you were only in summertime, right?
Mm,
Yeah, you should try springtime.
I want to go to see the big whales.
Yeah, the big ones and the rough sea. You're gonna enjoy it.
Thank you for that. I would probably get along with it when if I would be on the rubber boat on the Zodiacs. I wouldn't be on the catamarans.
Yeah, that's true. It helps a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. Or you're closer to the sea when you're trying to puke.
yeah, but you also get seasick on the sea rips.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
sometimes
You
happens.
took a
Me too.
picture of me while I was.
Yeah, we always have that. Remember that picture. You were taking a piece of giant squid, so it was a nice excuse to take your picture. Yeah.
Even though you know that it was like before the moments when I was done.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
But
take the picture of you doing it. Yes. Yeah, with a bad face. So yeah.
well, I was doing my professional work, I was
Sure.
trying to get the squid out of the water and in front of the whole 60 people on catamaran.
True.
It was an epic
And you did
moment.
it well. You took the piece of giant squid, you show it to people, and we also took samples for PhD in the university. So everything went well. Everything worked.
I'm
So
a
yeah,
hero.
congratulations.
I remember it was like the colleague was trying so hard to get it out and I was just like,
Mm.
okay, let's get over with this, and I was just like, so that was it.
Yeah, but it worked.
Yeah. Okay, so any last thoughts for the end? Would you like to add something that we maybe forget or
I think it was really nice, and it was really nice see you again and talk with you again. And hopefully, you're gonna do more and more podcasts like this, and I'm gonna watch them for sure. And yeah, I would like to meet you again, maybe in the Azores or Slovenia, somewhere. But it was really nice to see you again. Yeah,
Thank you. You too. It was a long time since we saw. We talked a little bit on the Instagram, but still, it's really different when you're like this.
yeah, yeah.
You're
True.
always invited to Slovenia because I think if you like Azores and Galicia, I think you're gonna love Slovenia as well. So welcome. And yeah, I hope I come to Azores. I really want to come. I have a homesick as well. I'm a little bit homesick for Azores as well. So hope to see you
Yeah, you
there as
should.
well.
Maybe next year in the European Station meeting, maybe it's a good time to that. Yeah.
You never know. I leave things open. So thank you for today and hope to see you
Thank you
soon.
for the invitation. It was really nice, and it was really a pleasure to be your guest. And yeah, hope hopefully you enjoy it as well.
I was really excited about this and it's really a pleasure of doing this. So thank you. And yeah, for with this
There you go.
we finish and see you soon. Bye.
Ciao. Nice to see you again. Ciao, Tiasha.
Ciao.